Hi, this is Carlton Cullins, and welcome to the Blue Sky Strong Box. Hey, this is Carlton, and this week I want to talk about metabolism. I did do a video on metabolism earlier this year, and I compared the metabolism to an automobile. I think it was a good video worth watching. If you want to see it, it's on my YouTube page or on my website. But for those of you who might not know, the metabolism is nothing more than the mechanism within our own bodies that converts the food that we eat and the things that we drink into energy and fuel for our bodies. Because we all know that our bodies need fuel, energy to move around and do all the things that it does. We get that energy from the calories, from the things that we eat and the things that we drink. But not only do our bodies need fuel and calories to move around, but our organs inside our body, our brain, our heart, our lungs, all the many organs in our body need energy in the form of calories as well. But if we get too much, if we get more food and drink in our bodies than our bodies need to move around and more than our organs need to perform their functions, the rest is typically going to be left over and stored as body fat. And that's what most people do. They eat too much. They eat really bad foods that the body doesn't really need because it's not good fuel for them, and it just stores it as body fat. So most people, to compensate for that, to try to lose body fat, they start eating way too less. And now people are getting less food in their bodies to move around, less fuel for their organs to work, and that causes problems as well. So you've got problems on the left side, problems on the right side. Somewhere in the middle is going to be a nice balance for you. Nobody can tell you how to do that. You have to learn to listen to your body and find out what is going to work for you. So start on that path. The better food that you eat, the more controlled portions you do, and the more often you move, the quicker you're going to find all that stuff out, and the quicker your body's going to regulate itself. But as you can see, the metabolism isn't just as simple as this, that, or the other. There's a lot of things that affect the metabolism. Things like sleep, things like stress in your life, hormone balance, all these things and many other things affect your body because your body is one big system. One big huge system. It's a big team with a lot of different players on it. And all the players need to be working well, need to be healthy in order for the team to win. And that team is your body. So you've got to take care of the big picture. The quicker you can start seeing this big picture, the better things are going to be. So take care of the sleep, stress, and all these other different things. Water. But I'm going to talk about food and movement really quick. Most people think that they have a slow metabolism for whatever reasons. And it may be slow because of the things you've done to it. It may be slow for a lot of other reasons. But most people think that they have a problem that the next person doesn't. They think, oh, the reason I am fat is because my metabolism is slow, because my thyroid is slow, and this, that, and the other. If you just ate better foods, you slept better, and moved more, your body would probably self-regulate. So what I'm going to talk about today is the quickest fix I can tell you. Tomorrow, you want to start your metabolism off right, you want to improve that tomorrow, eat breakfast. Do not skip breakfast. Eat a good, healthy, balanced breakfast. Don't eat too much of it. You've got to find out what that is for you. But eat a good breakfast. Don't skip that. Most people skip breakfast and instead have caffeine or coffee instead to try to give them some energy. That's false energy. It's not the same as energy you get from food. So start off tomorrow eating breakfast. You can't lay there all night long and not move and not, and not eat, and then wake up in the morning and skip breakfast and expect to have energy. No wonder your energy level is going to dip. So eating breakfast starts off the day. The better breakfast you eat, the better things are going to be. Now that you've got this fuel, this energy, this food, these calories inside your body from breakfast, now you need to use them. If you just eat that, you go right to work, you sit down, some of those calories aren't going to be used because, again, I told you the organs inside the body need calories, but your body also needs calories to move. So when you eat food and you don't move, a lot of it's going to get stored as body fat, and that's, in essence, the problem that our country has. If you just take care of these things. When we eat, you're supposed to complement that by moving. Now, I understand that a lot of us are busy, and you don't always have the time to do that right after or right before you eat. But I'm just saying, overall, the picture, you need to move more frequently throughout the day. You need to eat more smaller meals throughout the day to give your body things to do. I'm going to compare the body right now to a wind-up clock. The body's much like a wind-up clock. If you don't wind up the clock throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever, it stops working. It just shuts off. You've got to wind it back up. The metabolism is the same way throughout the day. You've got to kind of rev it up throughout the day. It doesn't take much to rev it up. You could walk for a couple of minutes briefly, just move around, move your body, get up and stretch, and it'd be better than you just sitting at your job and sitting there for 2 or 3, 4 hours waiting for lunch to come or waiting for the end of the day to come so you can walk to your car and go home. You've got to do stuff throughout the day. You've got to move more, and eating more typically complements that, as long as you're not eating more food than your body actually needs. So most people, I recommend just eating breakfast, eating a lunch, and eating a dinner spread out as evenly as you can from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. Now in between there, in between lunch or breakfast and lunch, you might need a snack, and in between lunch and dinner, you might need a snack. Not everybody's going to need that, but that's typically a good meal. When people say you need to eat 5 to 7, 8 times a day, that's typically what they're talking about. A breakfast, lunch, and a dinner, and a snack in between. It's not that complicated. You know, a lot of people think that they're going to eat huge breakfast, huge lunch, and huge dinner, and then snacks upon that. No. When we're talking about eating 5 times a day, we're talking about each meal is going to be smaller. They're going to be more like feedings, not necessarily big, huge meals, because you don't want to overwhelm your body. Again, some people are going to need more calories and some people are going to need less, but you've got to find a balance, a perfect balance for you, and that changes from day to day sometimes. So all these things can get into consideration. The more times you eat, though, now you've got energy in your body and you've got to move, or the energy is not going to do right. Your metabolism needs to be spiked up. So this is where I often think of my body also like a factory. And I've got a bunch of workers inside my body that need stuff to do. If I don't have any food for them to grind up and make energy, then they're going to go asleep on the job. If I'm not moving around, my body doesn't necessarily need to be exercise. I'm just talking about moving. Instead of just sitting at your computer still and not moving. Moving, standing up. Moving about. Your body, these workers inside your body, they have something to do. Because the food that we get, the drinks that we drink, these things are energy. The factory workers inside our body need stuff to do. They're grinding it up to make energy for your body. So if you're not eating and you're not moving, the workers have nothing to do. The workers are your metabolism. If you're not, you see my point? I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. Eating more frequently, complementing that with moving more frequently every single day. Try to get good sleep, try to get good water, try not to stress so much. Try to laugh and have some comedy in your life. Love somebody. Simple things. I will see you next week.